Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel and out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Sixers Play-by-Play with JJ. Hopefully you're all doing well, staying safe from all this bad weather across the country or wherever you are. My name, as I mentioned before, my name is Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell icons too, and that way you will know when we do go live. I feel like I haven't done this in quite a little bit of time. It's nice to be back on here. It really is. Unfortunately, though, the 76ers have not been really playing the best basketball at all. They got obliterated by the Charlotte Hornets, and they also lost pivotal game against the New York Knicks as well. They did have a nice win against the Houston Rockets, and there was a little bit of some controversy there, but they ended up getting the job done in that game. But it has not been smooth sailing for the Philadelphia 76ers over their last three games since we last spoke. And really, what happened in the last game was just, I mean, they got off to such a bad start, and then really in the second quarter, things just really took a turn for the worst. Brandon Miller was going off. It just felt like Lonzo, LaMelo was having himself quite a good day too, and the 76ers just could not get into any sort of a rhythm. Tyrese Maxey played really awful. And the funny part is like when you look at it statistically, he just had 6 points, and Kelly Oubre had more points than he did, 17 for Kelly Oubre. So, not a good game at all for Tyrese Maxey. But again, hopefully the 76ers can bounce back tonight and play really good basketball here at home in Philadelphia and get the win against the Milwaukee Bucks, who are playing without Giannis and without Kevin Porter Jr. I would like to know what your final score predictions are down below. Make sure that you guys do comment those. There's Doc Rivers, of course, head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. Ryan Rollins is in the starting lineup for them. They got Rollins, A.J. Green, and then there's Kyle Kuzma. He is at the 3. Bobby Portis is at the 4. And at the 5 is Miles Turner for the Milwaukee Bucks. So that is their starting lineup for tonight's game. We'll get you the 76ers starting lineup in just a little bit. But comment again what your final score predictions are down below. Hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be really nice to see them try to get a win. Jason Bowman is going to be ringing the bell tonight. That's pretty cool. Let's go. Let's go. Other games around the NBA, we got Portland taking on Washington. That game is at halftime right now. You also got the Sacramento Kings out in New York taking on the Knicks. And then at 8 o'clock, well, in about a couple of minutes, we also have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. And then at 9 o'clock, the Denver Nuggets are hosting the Detroit Pistons. At 9 o'clock also, we got Brooklyn out in Phoenix. And then at 10 o'clock, the Utah Jazz will be hosting the LA Clippers. So that is the slate of NBA games in tonight's National Basketball Association. So, yeah, how's everybody doing? Comment down below. Daniel's here. Who else do we got? We got Daniel. We got Seema Fox. Thank you all so much for being on here. Ronald is also here. Andrew is here as well. Ray, he says, let's go. Hey, JJ from Naples, Florida in the house. Let's go. Let's go, man. Yeah, I'm ready for this game. They've got to play better. And this, to me, is one of those games where I just look at their I look to see who's available for Milwaukee, and they should absolutely take care of business. Sixers line for tonight, they got Maxey, Edgecombe, George, Oubre, and Embiid out there for Philadelphia. And so that will be their starting five for tonight's game. The game is a little bit delayed right now. They're just introducing the starting lineups, so it's going to be at least a couple more minutes at the very least before the Sixers do end up getting started. The Bucks this year, in case you're wondering a little bit more about them, they are 18-26. They have 9 wins on the road and 14 losses in 23 games. They have not played since they played against the Denver Nuggets. And they played Denver on the 23rd. So it's been a little bit of time. It's been 4 days. They were supposed to play against the Dallas Mavericks. They haven't rescheduled that game, but that game was postponed. So they've lost their last 2 games. They lost to OKC and Denver, and they are also trying to get back on track against the Philadelphia 76ers as well. Just a reminder, everybody, no spoilers in the chat. Keep it clean. Come on here, have a good time, and don't be a jerk. With that, I need a sip of water. Yeah, it's been a little bit of time since we've last been on here. A lot has happened. I'm happy to be back, safe, of course. That's what ultimately matters. But yeah, these storms, I mean, my gosh, have not been able to escape it, that's for sure. But again, I hope that you guys are staying safe out there. I hope that you guys are doing well and that you're healthy and that you have power. All that stuff is important. Bucks are 3-11 with Giannis out of the lineup. They have not had this type of record in their first 44 games since Giannis was a rookie, which was back during the 2013-14 season. And the Sixers need to do a good job rebounding the basketball and just putting the ball through the hoop. I really want to see really good play calling today, and I want them to play a good fundamental game of basketball where they not only are able to score in the paint, but they're able to make really good, crisp passes and make plays that make a lot of sense. So, all right, we're ready to get started right now as the Sixers and the Bucks are ready to tip things off. Sixers are in their blue and white uniforms, and the Bucks are in their white and green uniforms. So Embiid tips things off against Miles Turner, and the ball is going to go into the hands of VJ Edgecombe, and we are underway. There's Maxey. Gets the ball over on the left side. There's 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Behind the back bounce pass to Embiid. And dribble handoff back to Maxey, who gets towards his spot. Puts up a 2 and gets it to fall. And the Sixers start things off on a 2-0 note against the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, how does our scoreboard look? It looks pretty good so far. Don't want to jinx it. But yes, it looks good. Portis gets it over on the near side of the elbow and looks to go up with a turnaround baby floater over Paul George, and he got it. And now it's a 2-2 game. Bobby Portis been with the Milwaukee Bucks since the 2020-21 season. Won a championship, of course, with the Milwaukee Bucks. And so it's a 2-2 game. Maxey puts up a 3 off the pass by Embiid. Offensive rebound by VJ at the foul line. A kick out to George. His three-pointer. Got it. Paul George with a nice little three from the near wing. And the Sixers, they played really good defense. VJ Edgecombe actually got a piece of the basketball, and it went off of his left hand, and it'll still be Milwaukee ball. Yeah. Let's go to this game. That is not the right one. Ring that bell. What's up, Houston, Texas, Dave? What's going on, Doug? How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Kuzma catches, gets it outside over to Miles Turner, and he takes a foul line jumper, and his shot is a little bit short, and the rebound goes off of Paul George's left hand into the breadbasket of Tyrese Maxey. Sixers are moving from right to left, by the way. And the Bucks are going from left to right. Oubre just got fouled in the act of shooting, and Bobby Portis is the one who's guilty for committing the shooting foul. So we're going to have some free throws, and Kelly Oubre, who scored 17 points in the last Sixers game, which was yesterday afternoon, he is going to go on over to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Oubre, over his last 3 games, when we take a look at this game log, he had 17 points against Charlotte, 14 against the New York Knicks in 37 minutes. And then on Thursday against the Rockets, he had 26 points in that overtime win that they had. This is the first foul shot. There's Nick Nurse talking with Doc Rivers. And so, the second free throw is good. And that makes it 6-2.
Excellent.
Okay, so now I got to move this back up again, and we will do that right now. Okay, so it's a 6-2 game. Miles Turner puts up a 3 on the near wing, and that one will not fall. Milwaukee has been pretty cold shooting the basketball from 3 to start off this game. Sixers, they did have a 3 from Paul George. Here's another 3 by Edgecombe, and that's good too. 9-2, Philadelphia out in front. The three-point shooting has been sharp, and the passes, again, have been very crisp for the Philadelphia 76ers. Turner looking to hand it off over to A.J. Green, and he does. Green is trapped at the logo, and he has to pass it over to Portis. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. A kick out to Kuzma. His wide-open three-pointer is way too strong, and Edgecombe saves it from going out of bounds over towards the baseline. Kicks it out over to Oubre. Paul George with another 3, and he can't cash in that time. Okay, there we go. That looks a lot better. Milwaukee, again, putting up another tray, and Bobby Portis gets the offensive rebound. It gets blocked by VJ Edgecombe, and it's going to go on out of bounds. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. I'll tell you, the Sixers have been doing a really good job on the defensive side, and they seem very in sync when it just comes to the way that they've been playing. They're rotating very well. They're boxing out well, too. And so, very good start for the Philadelphia 76ers. Kuzma is going to inbound it from the left side of the baseline. Then he gives it back to A.J. Green, and his three-point shot won't go. They just cannot get anything to fall. Offensive rebound, though, by Rollins, and his reverse layup as he gets past Paul George is good. Nice play there. A little fancy move by Ryan Rollins, and nothing that Paul George could do to stop that. Embiid was looking to hand it off over to Tyrese Maxey, and Maxey was right on the baseline. Embiid wasn't paying attention, and he says, "My bad," and he had a little moment there, a little brain fart. Here we go. Here's Rollins, who goes over towards the baseline, puts up a 2. He's fouled with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. 76ers this year, 24-21. They are meeting the Milwaukee Bucks for the 3rd time this year. Milwaukee actually has won, Philadelphia has won both games to start off the regular season series. And then their final game will be on April 12th. First free throw is up and in by Ryan Rollins. Jared McKean will sub on in for VJ Edgecombe, and that'll be the first move that the 76ers make as they go over to their bench. It's a good hockey night, too. 9-5, Philadelphia. And the second foul shot by Ryan Rollins. He cashes it in. And so 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go in quarter number one. No Giannis Antetokounmpo and no Kevin Porter Jr. George can't make the layup. Offensive rebound, but it goes off of Embiid's hands, and it was supposed to be kicked out over to Oubre, and it was. Unfortunately, though, Oubre could not get a good grip of the basketball, and it went out of bounds. So Oubre did touch it last, and Milwaukee can now tie it with a three. Rollins with a kick out, inside, outside. The ball finds the open shooter. It's Portis, and we're tied at 9 apiece. That was actually Miles Turner, who knocked it down. And now all of a sudden, it's a 7-0 run by the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, Maxey over to McCain. Oubre's three-pointer is off the mark. And George tips it out over to Joel Embiid again. George gets it over on the near corner off the pass by McCain. And George puts up a three, and it's good. 12-9 with 7:45 left to go in the first quarter. Sixers have been doing a good job with their offensive rebounding. Turner tries to tie it up, and it's not even close. Tried to put up a three from the near wing, and it hit off the back iron. And the Sixers look to add on to their lead. So it was a 9-2 start for Philadelphia, and then Milwaukee went on a 7-0 run. Maxey could not make a layup after George hit a three. And again, Milwaukee has it on the other side. The ball goes out of bounds, though, off the bad pass by A.J. Green that went off with Kelly Oubre's hands. And Milwaukee will still have some time left on the shot clock. Got to get my basketball fix. I like that they are starting to use him as an option a bit more now. When it comes to Paul George, yeah, I agree. I agree with the way that things have started in this game. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Milwaukee's going to have Gary Harris come on in for Bobby Portis. Justin Edwards will also sub in for the Philadelphia 76ers. Rollins goes up with a layup, and that was a tough finish there, but he got it to go. That makes it now a 12-11 game. So Edwards' first assignment, not able to capitalize. Okay. George swings it over to Maxey. Maxey back to Edwards, who caught it on the near corner at the three-point line, hands it off to Embiid, who takes a jump shot from the stars, and he gets it to go. Nice play there by Joel Embiid. He had that little step that he took and was just able to shoot a mid-range J to make it 14-11. Here's a mid-range jump shot by Miles Turner, and that's good. Miles Turner, so far in this game, he was 0 for 3, and then he's made his last 2 field goals and has 5 points. Edwards for 3 for the Sixers. Bullseye! 17-13. We're almost halfway done. This first quarter's been going by very quickly. 6:18 left to go to be exact. Kuzma, Eurostep. He gets stopped in his tracks, and here comes Bobby Portis down Broadway. Off the nice bounce pass by Kyle Kuzma. Embiid was guarding Kuzma, and nobody was guarding a guy going over to the basket. And so we have a timeout taken as Miles Turner is going to get called for a shooting foul against Joel Embiid. And so it's a 17-15 game, 6:03 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. 17-15 is your score. Sixers lead it 17-15 as Joel Embiid is going to go to the charity stripe. We're out of a timeout. Sixers are up by 2. Joel Embiid, as he cashes in his first foul shot, ends up getting his third point of the game. He has 3 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. George also knocked down 2 threes, in case you forgot. And Justin Edwards hit one as well for Philadelphia. Maxey also did hit a jump shot too. So it's 18-15, 6:03 left to go. Embiid at the line for one more. Remember, he got fouled by Miles Turner in the act of shooting before the timeout was called. And the second foul shot, nothing but net for the big fella.
Excellent.
All right, 19-15, Sixers up by 4. Rollins looking to try to get some space from Tyrese Maxey, and Maxey won't allow him to do that. Instead, he's going to have to just hand it off to Miles Turner, who's being guarded at the perimeter by Embiid. Rolls down towards the lane, puts up a tough shot over Embiid, and he's fouled. Wow. He put up the shot. He got right to his spot, down low on the block. Embiid was guarding him. Turner hit him with a little Euro step, and then Joel fouled him, and Turner's going to go to the line for one more. 19-17, Miles Turner with the and one. He capitalizes. And so now it's back to a 1-point game. 10 points for Miles Turner on 4 for 7 shooting in this ball game. 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Sixers up by 1. George to Embiid. His foul line J. Good. That's now 4 straight points for Joel Embiid. And we have another foul called as Kyle Kuzma got tripped up by Paul George. So it is a personal foul, and the clock stops. My Steelers are done, so still got my Flyers and Sixers, but can't wait until baseball starts, as Doug. LP is here. What's up, LP? How you doing? JJ's back. Glad you made it home safely. Thank you. There's a little drive over to the basket. No foul called. Bucks cannot capitalize. McCain got the rebound. Maxey, with his offhand, gets the layup to go. And it's 23-18. They actually credited Joel Embiid with a little tip shot, so it did not. It was not credited for Tyrese Maxey. Embiid got a little hand on it just to secure it to go on in. Turner tries to go to the cup, and Justin Edwards sacrifices his body, but they're going to call a blocking foul on Justin Edwards. Yeah, we made it back home, which I was very lucky. I was really lucky. It was not really a fun process. Oh, my gosh. Crazy, crazy stuff. 23-18 with 4:50 left to go in the first quarter. Turner is back at the line, and the first free throw, he knocks it down. Miles Turner, this season, averaging 12.5 points per game. He's now 29 years old. He's been in the league since 2015. Spent his first 10 seasons with the Indiana Pacers. And was picked up by the Bucks. 23-20, capitalizes on both. And so George gets it for the 76ers, and as he tries to pass it, the ball goes off of Kyle Kuzma's left hand and out of bounds over towards the baseline of Philadelphia. LP says, I'm doing well, thanks. That's good. That's very good. I'm happy to hear. Happy to be back, and I'm happy to see you guys. Edwards will pass it over to Paul George. George looking for a cutting Embiid towards the basket. Embiid misses the first time. On the second try, he can't get it. And on the third time, it's a charm. Joel Embiid just grabbing his own offensive rebounds and doing it all on the offensive side. That's now 7 straight points for Joel Embiid himself. Does allow a 2, though, as Kuzma takes it right to the cup. Embiid with a pass, though, to McKeon. His near wing 3 is good. How about Joel Embiid not only scoring the ball, but also making the right passes as well. 28-22. Rollins nearly fumbled the basketball. Keeps his dribble alive. Puts up a left-handed layup. And he's fouled by Jared McCain. And he will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. I didn't see this originally, but when Embiid missed his first time on that 3 attempted layups that he had, the first time Miles Turner got a piece of it, and it was a block. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Good to see you on here. 20-24 with 3:55 to go in quarter number 1, and foul shots by Ryan Rollins. He makes it, and it's back to a 3-point game. Ryan Rollins and Miles Turner have combined to score 21 of the 25 points by Milwaukee. And here's Jared McCann again, who makes a layup, gets right to the cup, and makes it now 30-25. Philadelphia still in the driver's seat. Rollins with a behind-the-bat bounce pass to Kyle Kuzma. His foul line J, left short and a little bit towards the right. And Embiid will corral. That is rebound number 6 for Joel. Drives it down the lane. Off-balance layup, no good. And he goes onto his butt. And so the Bucks have numbers, and they're able to capitalize out in transition as Kyle Kuzma gets it back to a 3-point game. Embiid down low on the other side, gets the ball blocked in the air, and a shooting foul called on Ryan Rollins. I mean, that pass was clear as day. They knew exactly where they were going to go to because Embiid, again, was just laid out in transition. And so, 30-27, Bucks take their second timeout. And yes, 3:05 left here in the first quarter, and the Sixers and Bucks will be right back. WYA Dog, what's going on? JJ, hope all is well. Thanks so much, man. I hope that you're doing well too. Again, hope everyone's staying safe from all of this bad weather that we've been having. So for those of you that don't know, I was in Nashville. I was visiting my sister, and by the way, she's still. So she lost her power and then couldn't fully get it back. So she's been dealing with her and her fiance have been dealing with a lot of issues over there. And it was not when it was the weekend, there was a lot that happened. So a lot of stuff, but they're safe. At least that they get heat. They're able to go across the street and are able to cook over there, which is nice. But Nashville was not prepared. And then I made it back yesterday. That was crazy too. The flight just kept changing. They delayed my flight, and then they kept bringing it up, and it got to the point where we were on our way to the airport, and boarding was, as they kept moving it up, by the time I got there, boarding was supposed to have already started. So I had to run through security, and luckily enough, I was able to make it. They actually just started boarding as soon as I got past security, but that was pretty scary too, because they just kept moving it up, and moving it up. So that was really wild. But I hope that you're all doing well. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy that I'm safe. And, again, I hope that you guys are safe too. Be careful out there shoveling with all this ice. All that good stuff. 30-27 is the score between the 76ers and the Bucks. Music City, USA, says Doug. Yeah, they got hit pretty bad. In Jersey, there's a lot of ice with Nashville. They got a lot of freezing rain. They got some snow too, but the roads to the developments really aren't so good. And people are still without power over there, I believe. But yeah, 30-27, 76ers do lead it by 3. With 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter, Sixers are 24-21 on the season. So, 3:05 left to go. All right. What else do we got going on? I'll tell you what, Joel Embiid has been playing really good offensively. He looks very, I don't know what the right word is, but he looks very spry out there. He looks like he's, the footwork has been pretty good so far. And he's making shots, and he looks very agile. Embiid's going to get the ball again down low over on the block, and he fakes out Miles Turner again with great footwork and hits the reverse layup over him. And it's now 32-27. Joel Embiid with 12 points in this game, and he is 5 for 10 shooting the basketball. We're going to have an offensive foul called on Cole Anthony for a little push-off that he had against Justin Edwards, and the Sixers will get the ball back. So the Sixers, again, lead it by 5 with 2:35 left to go in quarter number 1. McCain over on the baseline, swings the hot potato around to Embiid, and Embiid gets pushed and shoved to the ground in the act of shooting over on that foul line extended by Bobby Portis Jr. And he will head back to the line once again. He's just doing it all. Doesn't matter where he is on the court. He's just getting right to the hole, and he's also capitalizing and still getting guys to buy in when it comes to foul baiting and just knowing where he needs to get to and what to do to just go back to the line. Makes the first free throw, and that'll increase the Sixers' lead to 6. The Pelicans and the Thunder are also on right now. That game is in the second quarter already. It's a 17-17 ball game. And Embiid, second free throw, he got it to go.
Excellent.
Whenever you play that jingle a lot, that means that the 76ers are doing a good job at getting to the line. 34-27, 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. Sixers almost got a steal, but Trendon Watford ends up slapping Cole Anthony, and he's going to go to the line because Milwaukee is in the bonus. And Cole Anthony is going to head to the foul line. Got to get TSA pre-check. Yeah. Yep. Well, back to work. Take care, JJ. Take care, chat. Sounds good, Doug. You take care of yourself as well, my friend. There's Paul George over on the Sixers bench. Trendon Watford came on in for him right after the timeout was taken. And so both free throws are good by Cole Anthony. And it's a 5-point lead now. Embiid, Oubre, Watford, Edwards, and McCain are the 5 Sixers players out there on the court right now. McCain back over to Embiid, who goes behind his back, puts up a foul line J. What center does that? And he made it anyways. 36-29. He literally dribbled the basketball behind his back, faked out the defender, and hit his defender with a fadeaway foul line jumper. 36-29. Here's Justin Edwards, who reads the pass perfectly, gets the interception, and he puts down the left-handed sledgehammer, and the Sixers' lead is back to 9. It's a 38-29 game, and Portis will pass it, and Gary Trent Jr. is going to cash in a 3 on the far corner. The former Raptor ends up getting a 3-pointer to fall his way. And the lead is down to 6 for Philadelphia. Embiid with a runner inside. He's fouled by Jericho Sims. And with 1:08 left to go, the clock is going to stop. One thing that I love about what the Sixers have been able to do so far is their transition defense. They are just so quick to the basketball. They know where the read is going and where the passes are going, and they've been doing a much better job in this first quarter, to be more precise, just being able to make the right reads when it comes to their defense. Embiid makes the first free throw. This will be foul shot number 7 for Joel, and he gets it. And now it's a 40-32 game.
Excellent.
18 points for Joel Embiid in the first quarter. And by the way, that's the highest amount of points that Embiid has scored in any quarter this year. 40-34, 48 seconds left in the first quarter. And Watford gets it back over to Joel Embiid, who again looks to fade away, take a three, and he can't get it to go that time. He was feeling himself. He was like, why not? I'll take it over, Jericho Sims. You're going to give me some space? And he wasn't able to cash it in, though. It's a 6-point game, 25 seconds to go in this first quarter, and Edwards comes away with his second steal of the quarter. Edwards didn't want to pass it over to McKean even though he was open. Sixers are going to settle for one last shot with half a second differentiated in the shot clock from the game clock. 10 seconds now left to go. Watford looking to dribble it and take it right on over to the cup with the left hand, and he does. 42-34, 4 seconds left. Rollins over to Trent Jr. His fadeaway three over the 7-foot big fella is off the mark. And that'll end the first quarter. So far, so good for Philadelphia. 42 points for the Sixers, including 18 of them from number 21. And so, we're going to go into quarter number 2. It's an 8-point lead for the 76ers. Good stuff. Okay. What's going on, chat? How we doing? Joe is here in the house with JJ. How was your trip? Glad you made it home safe. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. Did they just nose? Oh, okay, there we go. I was going to say, like, did they lose power there? But no, they did not. Crazy. Yeah, everything was as good as it was. I went to Nashville. My sister did lose power, didn't fully get the power back, which sucks. But yeah, quite a couple of days. I mean, the first 2 days were fine, and then the last 2 days, it was pretty much just figuring out how to survive without electricity. I mean, we got heat. She got heat over there, but just getting the power back on. It's been quite a complicated process, but everybody at least is physically safe, which is good. I made it home, which is also good too. Limu Emu, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? He says, do you know BW? Of course I know BW. Of course I know BW. BW is the man. Oh, man. 42-34 as we go into quarter number 2. Sixers lead it by 8 points. And Joel Embiid has looked pretty good so far. He's 6 for 12 shooting wise from the field. He has 7 rebounds. He's got into the ball really well. I mean, it sounds really weird to say that, but again, I say this all the time, and I might sound like a broken record just for continuing to say it, but I really am just so shocked that Joel Embiid is still playing the game of basketball. I would have never thought that he would ever play basketball again. Coming on into this year, with the amount of injuries that he's dealt with and with this arthroscopic knee surgery. I mean, not a lot of people are able to have a strong recovery from it. And the science backs it up. If you actually do the research on it, it's really crazy. And for a guy his size, with his weight, right, for him to just be able to go out there and just run up and down the court, it's amazing. It really is. And for him to just play basketball at a high level on top of it, at a higher level than I think anybody would have ever anticipated, that's really remarkable. And the doctor that did his surgery, of course, deserves a lot of credit. But also, Joel deserves a lot of credit, too, for, being out there and and doing everything that he can to help this team. 42-34, Sixers lead it by 8. And so we're going to start off quarter number 2 right now. But yeah, the big storyline has just been Joel Embiid and the amount of great plays that he's made on the offensive side. And Edwards, who tried to get the inbound pass, nearly lost the ball. It was almost stolen by Cole Anthony. And so the clock will stop with 11:50 to go in the second quarter. So there we go, 42-34. 11:45 left to go in this second quarter. Oubre is at the top of the key, dribbles with the right hand, takes an elbow J, and that one won't go. And so the rebound goes to Gary Harris, an outlet pass delivered over to Bobby Portis. Again, the Bucks are going from left to right. Sixers are going from right to left. Sims will hand it off to Portis, and he takes a spot-up three-pointer, and he can't get it to go. Edwards does snag a rebound. I've been seeing really good play out of Justin Edwards in this game so far, too. A couple of steals, and he also cashed in a three as well. Maxey lets it go off of his left hand, but Gary Trent Jr. touched it last. And it'll still be Sixers ball as they'll have to going to pass it and lob it over to Bobby Portis. A bounce pass back to Trent Jr., and his wide open three is good. Just don't leave this guy wide open because he's a very good three-point shooter. This guy can hit the open shots when he has to. The 27-year-old out of Duke, very good shooter. Started off his career, of course, with the Portland Trail Blazers. And he's been shooting the ball at a very high level. Portis gets a steal. He'll try to solo it inside. Oubre plays good defense, and Edwards cannot corral the rebound. And it's going to go off of the left hand of Justin Edwards. Trent Jr. this year shooting 36% from three. But don't fully buy on into just that stat alone because... well, he's been shooting the ball better. Maybe not over his last 3 games, but the month of January hasn't really been a bad shooting performance for him, to be precise. 44-37. Portis is going to head to the line. He was fouled by Oubre. Foul shot number 1 by Bobby. It hits off the back iron. And Ryan Rollins will enter on in. In his career as a free throw shooter, Bobby is shooting 76% from the line. This year, he's shooting 75%. Got to the line more times, though, last year than he has this year. His three-point shooting this year, though, has been outstanding. 46.5% from downtown, misses both free throws, and Adembona is going to hug the basketball and hand it off over to Tyrese Maxey. So a rare 2 missed free throws by Bobby Portis. Oubre at the foul line goes up with a left-handed runner and converts. And it's a 9-point lead for the 76ers. Nice assist there by Tyrese Maxey. And Kelly Oubre able to provide some more points. Bobby Portis with a baby floater over Kelly Oubre, and he got it. Good defense, just better offense by the Milwaukee Bucks. And Maxey again goes downhill, puts up a floater with an underhanded scoop, and it's good. It was really more of a right-handed layup where he ended up sort of shooting it with his right hand, and he went underhanded with it. Rollins for 3, no. Edgecombe gets his first rebound of the quarter, swings it around to Edwards, who tries to hit a 3, can't do it that time, and Cole Anthony will grab his miss. And 9:15 left to go in the second quarter. Anthony with the left hand, no good. Offensive rebound by Rollins, gives it back to Anthony for a far wing 3, splash. And now all of a sudden it's a 6-point game with 9 minutes to go. Sixers defense with this lineup out there hasn't really been the best. And we'll see how long this lasts. Edgecombe looks to take it over towards the cup. Can he finish? No, he cannot. He was off balance. He got hit in the hand, and there was no foul called at all whatsoever. Portis back outside the Trent for a 3, and that is going to make it a 3-point deficit now. Milwaukee starting to feel themselves. Gary Trent Jr. and the Milwaukee Bucks have been hitting more wide-open threes, and, well, They are shooting 60% from downtown in this second quarter so far. Sixers have only attempted 1 3, and they missed it. And now it's 2, and they missed that one too. And here's Bobby Portis going down the lane. Incredible defense by Tyrese Maxey, who ends up stopping Bobby Portis and gives it back to Justin Edwards out in transition. Edwards to Oubre. No, but the offensive rebound by Bona's good. The 2 is good by Bona, and he's also fouled as well. I want to go back to that play that Tyrese Maxey had in transition where he was able to just one-on-one stop Bobby Portis. And just to put it in perspective, Tyrese Maxey is 6 feet 2 inches tall. Bobby Portis, I mean, he's pretty tall himself, listed at 6'9". For him to stay on him and just guard him right towards the cup and just get all hands in his face, that was pretty impressive for Tyrese Maxey to get that stop. Paul George is going to sub back on in for Justin Edwards. And Bona at the line to try to convert on a three-point play. Dominic Barlow, who's been a starter for the Sixers throughout most of the season, is now coming in off the bench for the first time today. Bona can't capitalize. Barlow gets the offensive rebound in the lane, kicks it out to Edgecombe, and a 3 is up, and it's good. A corner 3 by VJ Edgecombe, and that's the 8th offensive rebound today for Philadelphia. Nick Nurse puts in Barlow. Barlow says, I got it, and he kicks it out to Edgecombe for a far corner 3 and gives the Sixers an 8-point lead. All right, we'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. 8-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. Rollins goes up with a left-handed elbow jump shot, and he can't get it to fall. And another rebound by the 76ers. What happened to chat? I don't know. You might have to get out and come back on in if you weren't able to type before. Well, now you're able to type, so I guess that comment doesn't make any sense. As far as where everybody else is, I don't know. 53-45, another offensive rebound by the 76ers, and Dominic Barlow ends up making the two. It's now a 55-45 game. Shantae is here. What's up, Shantae? How you doing? Rollins in between the circles, drives it right down Broadway, puts up a shot, denied by Adembona. And it's going to go on out of bounds. Nice play by Adem. Good read by him. Rollins thought that he had a clear lane there. And Adembona said, nope, you're not going to get past me. Good play off the Sixers bench by Bona and even Dominic Barlow, too. Rollins inbounds it to Gary Trent Jr. In between the circles again. Hands it off to Miles Turner. Turner fakes the handoff pass. Now has to hand it off to Trent Jr. Tries to get a little bit of space. Puts up a three with the shot clock winding down. Can't get it to go. And another rebound by Adembona. Again, Tyrese Maxey has it with his right hand. He's dribbling and now passes it over to Paul George. George on the baseline. Bounce pass back outside to Maxey. Maxey outside to George. Gets set three. 4-3. Yes! 13-point lead for the 76ers, and Milwaukee takes another timeout. Excellent job by the 76ers. It's good. They're playing a great game. Paul George, 3 threes in this game so far. Great team basketball. Asia's here. What's up, Asia? How you doing, Asia? I hope, again, that you are all staying safe from all of this bad weather. It's good to see everybody on here. It really is. Can you give me his Discord? I'm not going to be put into that spot, my friend. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be put into that spot. I don't want to be put into the middle of this. Hey, Asia, it's been a while. Formerly Jane Grammer, my mom. Yeah. How is your mom, by the way? Just wanted to make sure that I asked about that. And Shantae, how you doing? Sixers, by the way, have a 13-point lead. This is their 46th game of the season. Looking to try to get back to 500 at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. They're 12-13 on the season at home. So they're looking to try to get a W. Yes. Cool stuff. Washington's up by 1 point against the Portland Trailblazers. 95-94 is the score out in D.C. And then the Knicks, they lead it by a point. They just started off the third quarter not too long ago against the Sacramento Kings at MSG. 57-56 is the score of that game. The Thunder, they lead it by one as well against New Orleans. 37-36 with 2:56 left to go in the first half. And then in about 9 minutes or so, Detroit will be starting things off against the Denver Nuggets out at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. And the Phoenix Suns will be hosting the Brooklyn Nets as well at the same exact time. Clippers and Jazz play in about an hour or so out in Utah. And those are the slate of NBA games today. There's a total of 7 games around the National Basketball Association. Good as can be. Thank you, JJ. Of course, had to make sure I asked about your mom. I'll never forget when we were live streaming in Philly after the Super Bowl, and you woke up your mom just just to get her up and have her watch like what was going on. It's pretty cool. You know? That's awesome. Bobby Portis is going to come on in for Gary Trent Jr. Sixers got the ball stolen by Kuzma, and then Maxey intercepted it back, but then he lost his footing and went on out of bounds. So it'll still retain towards Milwaukee's side. All right, 58-45, 6:15 left to be played in this first half. Gabe is here, the MVP. Yes, sir, love it. 58-45 is the score. Did Tyrese Maxey walk up over to Reggie and give him a little high five? And he looked right at him. 6:19 left to go in this second quarter. Maxey's going to inbound the ball, and he gives it up over to VJ Edgecombe. Another pass over to Paul George at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Crosses over, takes a step back three, and George can't hit it that time. So 6:05 left to go in this second quarter. Kuzma looks to drive it towards the baseline, kicks it out to A.J. Green. His three-pointer is good as gold from the near corner. And it's back to a 10-point ball game out in Philadelphia with 5:50 remaining. Maxey again takes a three in stride. Good! Tyrese Maxey knocks it down from 26 feet, and VJ Edgecombe is going to get the apple. Rollins nearly lost the ball in the backcourt and was able to keep his dribble alive. Finds Green, and one more pass to Miles Turner with a foul line J, and he's able to connect. And so the lead is back down to 11. Miles Turner, 14 points. Maxey, another three. Not that time. Offensive rebound by Bona, but he's going to be called for the loose ball foul for pushing Kyle Kuzma. And Embiid will come back on in for Adem Bona. So we talked about this before, but Joel had 18 points in the first quarter, which is a season high for Joel in any quarter that he's played in this year. He's never scored 18 points in a quarter this year. Done it a lot of times during his career, though. Green, another wide-open three. Not that time. George corrals the miss, sets the tempo up for Philadelphia, and marches down to the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Swings it over to Maxey, over Joel Embiid's head. Maxey steps back, takes another three. No good. And it goes in and out that time. He had the look, and he had a lot of space to do it, and could not hit it. A.J. Green's going to get tripped up. They won't call a foul. Turner saves it from going out of bounds, gives it back to Kuzma. Thought about taking a step-back three over Paul George, has to pass it, and Barlow plays good defense as Bobby Portis misfires a tray from downtown, and the Sixers again in no particular hurry. Milwaukee started off shooting the ball well, and, well, they're 6 for 15 now in this second quarter. Embiid just missed a three. Rollins with a pick and roll to Portis, and Portis couldn't get the rebound. It was tipped off of Embiid's hands to Maxey, and Maxey with an alley-oop pass to Embiid, and Embiid throws it down. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid providing that chemistry. 13-point lead for Philadelphia. Excellent play by the Sixers. Portis looking to sledge one in, and that's good. Bobby Portis with an exclamation point and a response on the other side. And we'll see what the Sixers do on offense again. George thought about isoing and gave it back over to Joel Embiid. Embiid back to Paul George, and George is fouled, and they have to shoot him by Kyle Kuzma. Excellent play. Again, just looking at Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, he was like, yep, I'm going to go up with it. I'm going to jump up and I'm going to dunk it, and he did. And the Sixers bench went absolutely bonkers as soon as that happened. Let's go. Need a little bit of some more air horn in here. So we have some free throws coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. It'll be Paul George at the charity stripe. Bobby Portis, 6 points. If you have him in fantasy, Miles Turner has 14 points and is 5 for 8 shooting-wise from the field in this game in particular. Embiid also has 20 points in this first half. Maxey is 9, and George has 9 as well. Always get a little bit afraid of when Joel Embiid lands. That's how it's always been during his career, but he landed fine there. Got on both feet and was good. The referee is talking things over with Bobby Portis. And I just can't understand what this stoppage in play is right now. 3:27 to go in quarter number 2. If the regular season ended today, Milwaukee would be out of the play-in tournament because they'd be the 11th seed. George now is at the line, and foul shot number 1, he cashes it in. No Kevin Porter and no Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. And here's foul shot number 2 by Paul George. It goes in and out, and Kyle Kuzma grabs his miss. 64-52. Inside, outside, pass to Miles Turner, and his 3, and it's up and in. Another wide-open shot that the Sixers have allowed against the Milwaukee Bucks. That's the only bad thing that's been going on in the second quarter in particular. Embiid at the foul line, crosses over against Miles Turner, fades away, takes a 2, and he got it. Jared McKean also just came back on in. Joel Embiid is feeling himself, folks. 22 points for number 21. The finger roll finish off of Rollins' right hand is up and in. Got the floater to go. 66-57. Maxey looks to find Embiid. Embiid passes it back to McKean on the outside. McKean to Embiid. One more to Maxey. A wide open tray. Bingo! And another nice play by number 21 for the 76ers. Again, Kuzma looking to drive it inside. Now he gets stopped in his tracks as to kick it out. Turner is going to try to give it back to Kuzma. Deflected off of McKean's hands. Intercepted by Paul George. George to Maxey again. And Maxey finds Paul George over on the baseline. Paul George trying to buzz his way downhill. Turns around, tries to bank it on in. No, Barlow can't tip it in. And Milwaukee will reset again. 1:55 remaining in quarter number 2. Rollins over and Embiid got it. He got the 2 just in the lane towards the second hash mark. Ryan Rollins starting to figure things out for Milwaukee. And so he has a baker's dozen amount of points. Maxey lets it fly. His 3's a little bit short. It's tracked down by Barlow. Barlow back to Embiid. Another 3. Yes! And they'll actually call it a 2. They'll say that his right foot was on the line. So it's a 2 instead of a 3. But nonetheless, Sixers up by 12. Rollins steps back. Another 3 over Embiid. And again, he has just the Midas touch. He is feeling himself. Maxey to McKean. And he tries to give it back to Joel Embiid on the baseline, but it goes off of Miles Turner's right hand. Ryan Rollins, 16 points now, and he's been red hot from downtown and also just scoring the basketball as well. Same here, JJ, when it comes to Embiid landing. Yep, every time you always scratch your head and you get a little bit worried. You just do. Embiid crosses over, goes in between the legs, gets to his sweet spot. Can he make it? No, he cannot. 52 seconds left remaining in this first half. That was actually pretty good defense by Miles Turner, getting a hand right in his face as he shot the foul line jumper. And almost made it. Portis, over at the Foot Locker sign, drives it to the baseline, and he can't get the J to fall over Embiid. And the Sixers are just going to they're not going to go for a 2-for-1 possession necessarily. They're just going to milk this clock down. 22 seconds to go, 10 on the shot clock. Pick and roll offense for the Sixers, but they're going to pop it over to McCain for a 3. That was Embiid who passed it from the foul line to the far corner to McCain, and McCain could not hit it. But Barlow tries to knock the ball loose off of Kyle Kuzma, and they're going to say that Barlow touched it last with 6.9 seconds to go. And they actually will say that he fouled him. Is that a foul? Yeah, it is. All right, so Turner is going to get the inbound pass here. Tries to dribble, some clock down, puts up a buzzer beater. Can he get it? Nope, he can't. It was a baseline J, and that's going to wrap up the first half. The Sixers have provided 71 points in this first half, including 42 in the first quarter and 29 in the second quarter. We'll be back for a little halftime show in about 5 minutes or so, but the Sixers played a very good brand of basketball in the first half, and we'll talk more about it in just a little bit. It's a 9-point lead for Philadelphia. The standout stars, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey. Not in that particular order, but they have combined to score 46 of their 71 points. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back on over to 76ers coverage here on Play by Play with JJ. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icons. Very good first half from the Philadelphia 76ers. A lot of really good things to point out. And I think that the first thing that we got to start off with is the play of Joel Embiid. His overall game has been very strong in this one. He had a phenomenal first quarter. Watching him just take the ball right over to the cup, drive it to the hoop, and just see the footwork that he was providing, he looked really strong just out of the gates. He had one really nice dunk off of the alley-oop pass from Tyrese Maxey. That was just it was really nice to see. Every time I watch him, he just continues to look better and better. Again, I wasn't able to watch the games, the last 3 games, but from what I've been able to see just from this year, when it comes to Joel Embiid, he's been just over the last 3-4 weeks, again, from me watching him, he just continues to look better and better. And if the Sixers can just continue to get a high level of performance out of him, that really makes them a contender in the Eastern Conference. If they can just, again, if he stays healthy and if he can keep this up. He's rebounding the ball very nicely. He's been playing overall. I'd say that the defense has been okay. It could be better. It could be worse, but just his overall game has looked really explosive. He's getting right to his spots. He's getting defenders on skates, and just is able to understand how to draw fouls still, and that's still what makes him, I think, a top player, again, when he's healthy in the NBA. It still makes him a very, very lethal player. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey started off a little bit cold in this game, and then he sort of got going in that second quarter too. I guess that the thing that really impressed me from this game so far, besides the play of Joel, is just the amount of great defense and the nice contributions that the Sixers have gotten from their bench in this game so far. Quentin Grimes was not able to play today, so you were going to have to get more minutes out of Jared McCain. You were going to have to get more minutes out of Justin Edwards and guys like that. And it seems like that they're flowing pretty well together. Edwards had a couple of steals in that first quarter and also splashed a 3. And he made some big-time plays. I'm not telling you that Justin Edwards is, he's going to transform and he's going to go on a ride here with the way that he's been playing in this game. But it's just, again, nice to see Justin Edwards, out there playing basketball. And same thing with Jared McCain. And it's also just good to see them get into a rhythm and for them to capitalize and make some shots too. So it's been nice. It's been very, very nice. But yeah, I'm very overall impressed. Also, Dominic Barlow coming off the bench. He's been doing some really good stuff as well. And that's been really cool,
Go JJ.
too.
76
so it's a 71-62 game
right
so
now, but should
far.
have done it sooner.
Joe with a $20 super chat. Oh, my gosh, man. I appreciate that. Go JJ. 76ers are on the side. All I can do right now, but should have done it sooner. All love from me, JJ. Thank you so much, Joe. It was really nice. I hear you, JJ, about Joel Embiid, but I'm knocking on a lot of wood right now. Scott's also here. What's going on, Scott? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a great day as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very overall happy with how Joel's played. I think I've spent a lot of time talking about him. Tyrese Maxey in this game, has he looked a little bit tired? I think the fatigue has started to settle in a little bit for Tyrese Maxey, but again, I'm not really as concerned about Tyrese Maxey. I just feel like that when he gets things going, he's going to be fine. Even if he goes through a rough patch, and I know that he had 6 points in the last game, which is unacceptable and that's not good. But I still expect that he's I mean, he's human, right? Like, he's not going to be perfect out there every single time. But lately, has he been struggling? Yeah. But I still have confidence that if there's anybody in the league that can bounce back and snap out of this funk, it's Tyrese Maxey. Certainly one of those guys that can, when he gets hot, he gets red hot, and he just takes on over games. Paul George has been shooting the ball well, or started off shooting the ball well, and then he got a little bit cold in that second quarter. But another thing that was nice to see, too, is the amount of shots that he was taking. He wasn't afraid to fire the trigger, and he made some big-time threes to help the Sixers out in that first quarter as well. So overall, as far as grades go, and again, comment what your grades are for that first half. I would say a solid B plus, A minus, with the way that the 76ers played in that first half. I would say that, just to critique them, the second quarter, they got off to a really bad start. The defense couldn't necessarily get any stops, and I thought that the second quarter changed as soon as they put in a Dembona and Dominic Barlow. Once they both came on in, they made an immediate impact. And this is what I mean by guys stepping up, right? They're boxing out. They're doing a good job crashing the glass, making it very easy for the Sixers out in transition. And the Sixers provided really good ball movement and ball tempo as well. And I thought that a big contribution to that was the second chance opportunities that Dominic Barlow and Dembona each gave you. And that's all that you want. That's all that you want from these guys. Do you just want them to fight, give you extra possessions, give you a couple of minutes where you can just say, you know what, like, we can rest Joel, we can rest Paul George. Let's just try to get some energy boosters off the bench and guys that can even just do the little things correctly. And I thought that they got that from those types of contributions. We just need a full 48 minutes as LP. And again, Joe, thanks so much for the super chat. That was really generous, especially coming from you, my friend. Really, that's a lot from you. So I really appreciate you. A minus is fair, says LP. Joe says B plus, just as you said. I'm getting like Portnoy on pizzas with this team. He says 71-62, and we're going to start off the third quarter right now. Kyle Kuzma is going to inbound the basketball. 76ers outscored by 42 points in the third quarter in their last two games combined. That's really not good. Hopefully that's not the same story tonight. Kuzma going to inbound it over to Rollins. Rollins finding Turner down the lane, and he is fouled by Embiid. That only took 12 seconds off the game clock. And already some free throws for Milwaukee. Miles Turner had a great first quarter. Made a couple of nice threes. Also hit Joel Embiid with a little fadeaway. And also got right to the cup against Embiid as well. And the first free throw by Miles Turner is up, and it's in. This guy obviously gets a lot of blocks, and that's how it's been throughout his career. He's just a very good rim protector. He had 6 blocks in his last game against Denver, and that, of course, was a season high. He did have 5 blocks back on December 31st. Made both foul shots, by the way. 71-64, Sixers up by 7. Here's George on a pass to Maxey, a wide-open 3. Not that time. Portis gets the rebound, nearly intercepted by Paul George, but Kuzma secures the ball. And so Kuzma gets it back, looks to drive it downhill, go up with a right-handed shot. No offensive rebound by Turner again, and he's able to just take out the trash there and put it back up and in. Now 21 points for Miles Turner. Hasn't scored 21 since December 29th. Another 2 by the Sixers. They just cannot buy a bucket so far in this third quarter. Nothing going on in. Embiid just missed a jump shot. Rollins going down the lane, kicking it out to Porter. And now Kuzma gets it. Gets his defender on a little pump fake. Drives it over to the cup. George does play good defense on him. And the Sixers get a rebound as he missed the layup. George on the outside, crossing over, and Embiid there with a screen. And George gets the switch that he wants, looks to take on Bobby Portis, and he puts up a 2 and drains it right in his face. And so the lead is down to 7 for Philadelphia, up to 7 now. It was down to 5. Kyle Kuzma got hit right in the eye by Kelly Oubre Jr., and they will call a personal foul on him. So the Sixers, they got Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, who's been a little bit quiet today, scoring the basketball-wise. They also got Kelly Oubre Jr., Joel Embiid, and Paul George. Portis gets a wide-open pass and puts up a left-handed layup and finishes strong, and it's back to a 5-point game. We've only played 2 minutes in this third quarter. Sixers defense in the paint, not so good to start off the third. Embiid down low on the block. Double team comes. He'll swing it over to George. George on the right elbow puts up a tough jumper over Green and cashes it on in. The good news for the Sixers is that they're hitting shots with Paul George, who's now up to 14 points in this ball game so far. Turner with a pass to Kuzma, a catch and shoot 3, and he drains the line drive up and in. And the lead is down to 4. A game of copycat between the Sixers and the Bucks. George, another 3. Yes! Paul George doing it all for the Sixers on offense. He's scored all 7 of their points. Edgecombe just blocked and denied Ryan Rollins. And Embiid steals the ball from Turner. Outlet pass to Maxey. One more to Edgecombe. Can he finish? No, he can't. Excellent defense by the Milwaukee Bucks. Give a lot of credit to Ryan Rollins, trying to go coast to coast and swish it back outside over to A.J. Green. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Turner's trapped and double-teamed. They'll swing it around the timeline again. Sixers rotate really well, but Rollins hits the 3 right in Tyrese Maxey's wheelhouse, and so it's back to a 4-point game again. 78-74. Every time the Bucks have put up a shot, the Sixers have responded with the same amount of points. George gets some space, puts up another 3. He's on fire! 81-74, the Paul George Show. In the third quarter so far, he has scored all 10 of the Sixers' points. And another drive by Kuzma, and he puts it up, and he puts it on in. It's now 81-76. 8 minutes left to go in the third. Maxey back to George. Another 3 by PG. Not that time. And Kyle Kuzma corrals the miss. Kuzma looks to drive it through traffic. Puts up a tough 2 over George. Great defense. But the Sixers cannot box out Bobby Portis. Nope, they can't do so. Portis nearly lost the ball. Gets it back with the right hand. Baseline hook shot. Got it and won. And Paul George slapped him right on the left wrist. And we have a and one opportunity coming on up. No spamming in the chat. Spamming W's. Your mom, what's going on, your mom? How you doing? Oh, man. 81-78. No spamming in the chat. Portis with the end one. There it is. It's good. And now the lead is down to 2. Sixers defense not so good, but Paul George has been excellent on offense. Maxey dribbles with the right hand, looks to drive it inside to Embiid, and Embiid gets the ball blocked. And the Bucks are going to get it back. 7:12 to go. Rollins with a drive. Blocked by Oubre. And Maxey gets it back for Philadelphia. Just turned the ball over, though, as he lost his dribble. And Kuzma gets it down low on the block. Goes up with a shot. And he is going to... the ball ends up going out of bounds. And the Sixers will take a timeout. So I got a little bit distracted there. Whoever just timed out that person, thank you so much for doing it. I was ready to do it. But thank you so much. All right. A 17-10 run by Milwaukee. That's not good. But the Sixers are up by 2 with 7 minutes to go in quarter number 3. One thing I don't like from this third quarter so far is the amount of points the Sixers are giving up just in the paint alone. Yes, Milwaukee has hit a couple of really tough threes, but at the same time, the Sixers, I saw Joel Embiid double-team Bobby Portis one time over at the foul line, and I was just curious again as to why Embiid was sent on over for help there, and they just didn't want to have Paul George on him. But, yeah, I don't know. The basketball is all about momentum, and anything can happen in just the blink of an eye. And I'm just really hoping that the Sixers can find a way to neutralize this Milwaukee team, because you sort of knew that they were going to come out with a little bit of firepower. You thought about it in the back of your head. But now it's about how do we cool them down, right? And that's really what I'm hoping the Sixers can do within these next 3 minutes or so. Just go on a little bit of a run, give themselves a little bit of some breathing room, because now it's tight. That's all I got in regards to that. 7 more subs till we get to the 8270 marker. B+, just as you said Joe. Oh, yeah, I read that comment. Oh, hi, JJ. Yo, we from RB. Yo, thank you so much, man. I just didn't want you to spam in the chat. But you're good, man. I just didn't want you to spam. Now we need defense and smart shots. Yes, we do. Did you just time out that person? I hope you didn't ban him. Looked like he was trying to be nice. He just wasn't following directions. Hope you didn't ban him. If you did, it's all good. I can unban him. But yeah. All right. Let's go to YouTube. Just a timeout. JJ, PG broke Kuzma's ankles on that play. Yeah. I've been very happy with how Paul George has been playing in this game. He's doing good. He really is. He is shooting the ball very well. He's been getting some filthy buckets in this game. Yep, he has. Good to see you on here, my friend. 81-79. 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. And the Sixers are going to have to play defense on this possession here. 18 seconds are left on the shot clock. The Bucks are going to inbound it with Rollins. And Rollins finds Kuzma, and Kuzma got fouled by a Sixer. It was on Oubre. Another personal foul. That's the other thing that I don't like about this third quarter so far, is that the Bucks are definitely drawing some more fouls. 81-79. And again, Milwaukee will inbound it, this time from the scorer's table side of the sideline. And so Rollins gets the inbound pass, gives it back to Miles Turner. He got a good look. Couldn't make the straight-on three, though. Oubre snags his miss. Sixers, Embiid gives it back to Maxey. Maxey to Embiid on the foul line, extended, takes a jab step, goes up with a shot, denied again by Turner, and here come the Bucks. 3-on-3 basketball. Kuzma trying to finish hard over Edgecombe. He's fouled, and Kyle Kuzma has the chance to tie this game. Not really too much contact there by VJ. Maybe just a little bit, but that's his third foul. He has to be careful. That's his third foul. Nick Nurse wants an explanation. And Kuzma will go to the line for 2. 6 rebounds, 6 apples as well for Kyle, and 9 points in this game. And the first foul shot, he makes it. And it's a 1-point game. Kyle is now 30 years old. Remember, he was taken in the same draft class as Lonzo Ball. They were both drafted by the Lakers. We're tied at 81 with 6:30 left to go in the third quarter. Can't believe he's now 30. That is crazy just to think about. Wow. Maxey gets it in between the circles as the Sixers move from left to right. Oubre right over towards the layup line ends up making a layup, and it's now 83 to 81. Sixers again nearly got a steal, but Paul George is called for another foul. And more free throws are going to come on up. It is a shooting foul on Paul George, and Kuzma's going to go back to the line. That's right. Closer game than I expected, says Steve. Like I said, we need a full 48. I hear you loud and clear. But when the going is good, it's great. When the going is not so good, and it's not so great. Kuzma does make the first free throw this trip around, and Gary Trent Jr. will make his first appearance in the third quarter, and Bobby Portis will take a seat. Sixers right now in the Eastern Conference are in 6th place. Kuzma misfires the second foul shot, and the Sixers still have the lead. 6 minutes remaining in the third. Maxey has been ice cold in this third quarter so far. George gives it back to Maxey, and now over towards the near corner is VJ, and a no-look pass to Oubre in the dunker spot, and Oubre jams it on in. Snake eyes from VJ Edgecombe. Looked like he had eyes behind his back. That was impressive. Green with the finger roll finish. It was smooth, and it's back to a 1-point game. 85-84. The defense not so strong. They've allowed 22 points thus far in the third quarter. Embiid is double-teamed. He has to pass it to Maxey. They swing the hot potato around. The ball finds Edgecombe. His three is up and in. It's now 88-84. VJ Edgecombe with a big-time tray from downtown. Oubre knocks the ball loose off of Kyle Kuzma's hands. He'll pass it over to Maxey. Sixers have Maxey driving towards the baseline, and he hits the layup. And it's now a 6-point lead. And we have a timeout taken by the Bucks. 90-84. Let's go. They needed that little spurt, and they got it. Just keep it up. I tell you, my voice is a little bit, it's not raspy, but because I haven't done this in like a week, it's like sort of catching up, you know what I'm saying? Points off of turnovers, that's how you do it, yeah. Milwaukee has only 3 timeouts left. We're in the third quarter. There's still 4:55 left to go. And the Sixers still have 4 of their 6 timeouts, right? Or is it 5? Did I do the counting correctly? Nope, they got 5. They got 5. Look at how many subs Grassi has. Yeah, congratulations to him, man. Congratulations. Last time I saw, he was 5,000 subscribers away, right from a million. So, that's great. It's good for him. The Knicks are up by 10 against the Kings. 95-85 is the score out at Madison Square Garden. The Thunder lead it by 10 with 2:55 to go, but that's in the third quarter. The Nuggets are down by 14 with 9:08 to go in the second quarter of that game against Detroit. And Phoenix leads it by 1 in the second quarter against Brooklyn, 30-29. And the Wizards, they ended up winning against the Portland Trail Blazers, 115-111. And in about 20 to 30 minutes, the Clippers and Jazz will be underway. Yes. Oh, man, I'm here because JJ is my personality, says Joe. I appreciate you guys, again, for all the love and the support. And, look, we support the other incredible content creators that are out there. Big shout out to Grassi. Big shout out to all the other awesome content creators on here, too. That's for sure. And if Rossi did get to 1 million, congratulations to him, really, because that's quite a feat. And it's been, 11 years in the making for him? That's unbelievable. So, that's phenomenal. 90 to 84, Sixers up by 6 with 4:55 to go in quarter number 3. Gary Harris will come on in for AJ Green. Justin Edwards is also going to sub in for the Sixers, and he will step on in for Paul George. So those are the substitutions that the Sixers are going to make. And so it's a 6-point game, 90 to 84, 4:50 left to go in the third quarter. Rollins tries to get a screen by Kuzma. They're going to pass the ball over to Trent Jr., who misfires a 3. And so 4:38 left to go, and the 3-point shot was no good by Gary Trent Jr. Maxey gets some space off of a screen by Embiid, and this line drive 3 won't go on in. Tyrese Maxey, shooting the ball from downtown in this game, has not been so good, just to put it nicely. He's 2 for 8 from downtown. Would like that to be a little bit better. 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Milwaukee. Rollins' tray is just a little bit wide to the right. Edgecombe gets on top of the basketball, but then he fumbled it as soon as he was on the ground, and the ball goes into the hands of Rollins. Excellent play by the Milwaukee Bucks, and we have another 2 up and in by Rollins, and now it's a 90 to 86 game. Ryan Rollins, 21 points in 28 minutes, and he is 2 for 4 from downtown, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists as well. Embiid's foul line, Jay. Got it. Number 21 with now 26 points in this game, and it's now 92 to 86. Look out below for Miles Turner as he throws it down with both hands. And now all of a sudden, it's a 2-possession game. 23 points for Miles Turner. He can't be stopped. He looks like Giannis out there tonight with just the way that he's able to establish his prowess in the paint. Maxey, teardrop, got it to go just on the second hash mark on the left side of the lane. And the Sixers' lead is back up to 6 points. And gave Tyrese Maxey 16 in this game. Turner, wide open 3. They left him wide open. He makes it wide open. 94-91. And give him now 26 points in this game. That is a game high for Miles Turner. 94-91. 9 of those points by Miles Turner have come in this quarter alone. And that's the most points that he has scored this season. It's a season high for Miles Turner, and we're not even in the fourth quarter. Embiid with a straight-on 3. Too much on that one, too. Kuzma touches it last, and it'll be Sixers ball. Oh, man. Tell RB I said wake up those neighbors. My guy. Big shout out to my guy. Oh, man. Let's go. Come on, they got to get some stops, please. Jared McCain's going to sub on in for VJ Edgecombe, and let's see if that can help the Sixers offensively. Edwards gets stopped in his tracks, finds Maxey. Paul George over on the bench for the Sixers. Maxey looking to zigzag around the lane, put up a 2, and is fouled by Turner. Cole Anthony also came in for Kyle Kuzma, and Bobby Portis is on his feet. And Ryan Rollins goes back to the bench. This is where Nick Nurse starts looking for like a deer in the headlights. You're right. You're right, because, again, he just stands still and, is telling the team that they got to figure it out pretty much. 94-91. Maxey can't make the first free throw. Doc Rivers is not happy about something, and he is chirping at the referee over towards the near sideline. Still is. Adembona will come on in for Joel. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Now, Maxey is chirping over at the referee. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, they called a lane violation, and they gave credit to Tyrese Maxey for making the shot, and now it's 95-91. The lane violation was on Gary Harris, and Doc Rivers is talking to the referee again. He's clearly not happy. So Maxey gets another attempt at his first free throw. Wouldn't have counted. The second one is up and in. So really he goes 2 for 3 from the line, but the first one didn't count. 96-91.
Excellent.
Yeah, Trent did step on into the lane. Just looking at the replay from the first free throw. Portis catches, puts up a 3 on the near corner, and Adembona is going to hug the basketball for the Sixers. Maxey dribbling with the right hand again. Gives it back to George. A wide open 3. Cans it. 99-91 with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. 13 points in this third quarter by Paul George. Rollins, not once. On the second try, Bobby Portis is able to tip it back on in and give him now 13 points and 10 rebounds. Another double-double for him. George, another 3, another one. 102-93, Paul George with the Midas touch. There we go, another 3 by Trent Jr. Not that time. George gets the rebound, passes the hot potato to Jared McCain. McCain to Edwards, back to George, another 3, and that time he misses. It hit off the front iron and danced off over to the right side. The roof was ready to come on off if he made that 3 there. 102-93, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Edwards does foul Cole Anthony, and he reaches on in. Milwaukee, again, in the bonus, so they're going to get 2 free throws out of this. And the Sixers will get the ball back with exactly 35.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Maxey now talking with Nick Nurse over towards the Sixers side of the bench. Man. Almost, says Joe. I thought he had it. I did. I thought he had it. Paul George with 26 points in this ball game. And free throw number 1 by Cole Anthony, no good. If he misses, they're holding up the Chick-fil-A signs. And, of course, that means 3 free chicken tenders for Sixers fans. If there's 2 free throw misses here in the second half, Anthony's second free throw, he got it. And it whizzed on in. 102-94. Bona is going to get the inbound pass, and he's going to hand it off over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey tries to take it from coast to coast. Floater, yes! 104-94, 20 for Maxey. 8 of them have come in the third. Anthony dribbles in between the legs, and his defender is Justin Edwards. Edwards on him pretty tightly. Now George comes up over Cole Anthony, and Adembona swats it away again. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Adembona gets high fives from Jared McCain on the nice defensive efforts. Standing his ground with a lot of poise. Cole Anthony looks to inbound it to Gary Trent Jr. He does. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. A 3 is up. It's denied again. But 3 seconds were left on the shot clock. They're going to call a shooting foul on Adembona. They say that he slapped him right on the left hand. And so not one, not two, but 3 free throws coming up for Gary Trent Jr. Unless the Sixers decide to challenge this, which they will not. 104-94. Trent Jr., who's been a good foul shooter throughout his career, couldn't get the first free throw to trickle on in. And so we'll get 2 more attempts at this. Joel steps back on in for a Dembona. Embiid and George have 26. Maxey has 20. 8.6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Foul shot number 2. 1 for 2 from the line is Gary Trent Jr., and he'll get 1 more at this. Embiid needs 1 more rebound to get a double-double. And here's the third free throw. George grabs the miss. 1 for 3 from the line is Gary Trent Jr. Maxey trying to fly down towards the cup. He does! 106-95. Tyrese Maxey had to get a quick layup off, and he did. 1.5 seconds to go. They'll inbound it to Rollins. Rollins puts up a prayer. Wouldn't have counted anyways. And the Sixers finish the third quarter strong and go to the fourth up by double digits. They played very strong down that stretch of the third quarter, thanks to Paul George, thanks to Tyrese Maxey, and Dembona. They got incredible contributions. And that's what you want to see. Crisp basketball from the 76ers. They started off that third quarter not so strong on the defensive side. They fouled a lot. Kyle Kuzma was, for some reason, foul baiting everybody, and he had some trips that he got over to the line. But then the 76ers, I thought that they played very physical, and they also, when Nick Nurse did make moves, and he put in the Dembona, and took Oubre out at the time and put Jared McKean in, it actually worked. I thought that the ball movement offensively looked very crisp. I know that Jared McKean only has 5 points today, but his passing has been really strong, and the Sixers are getting open shots because of the way that he's facilitating, and that's been a big benefit. And again, you're sacrificing your defense when you're putting Jared McKean out there, but the gamble has worked. And the other thing about it, too, that I liked is that McKean was out there with a very good defensive lineup with Paul George right behind him and Joel Embiid and Justin Edwards. I think that that's fine. It's just that when you go out there with a small guard lineup, which is what Nick Nurse likes to do, that's when it becomes a problem with Jared McKean out there, because you need guys that aren't going to be liabilities on defense. You know? How many points does Paul George have? It says it on the screen. Paul George is 26, Embiid is 26 too, and Maxey again is 22 points. It didn't say it before, I don't think, to be fair, because Joel wasn't in, so that's probably why he was asking. Oh, man. Question mark, maybe. Bonus fouling too much, says Dexter. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can critique, but he's giving you really good minutes, and he's giving you really nice production. So I'll take that as a positive for sure. Gary Harris is going to take a seat for the Milwaukee Bucks as we go into the fourth quarter. The question now becomes, because the Sixers did not get outscored in the third quarter, can they just neutralize the Bucks in this quarter here? You know, that's really what I think I'm going to be looking out for. They can give up some points, but are the 76ers going to be able to buckle down when they have to? We are 7 subscribers away from getting to the 8270 marker. George, looking to hand it off over to Jared McKean. McKean gets some space, puts up a tray, and knocks down the line drive shot over at the top of the key. 109-95. Jared McKean starts off the fourth quarter with a bang. Kuzma drives it to the cup and finishes with the right hand. Thought about dunking it, decided not to. And now the lead is down to 12. McKean still out there on offense for the Sixers. Looks to hand it off to Edgecombe. And then they hand it off again to Paul George. A little bit of some pick-and-roll offense for the Sixers. Bona can't make it the first time. The second time, he missed it as well. Got a little bit underneath the basket. Did not angle it properly. And Milwaukee looking to take advantage. Portis at the top of the perimeter. Dumps it off to Cole Anthony. And he takes a fadeaway elbow J. Nice shot by Cole Anthony. Off balance on 1 foot. And he still got it off. Pretty impressive play by him. The Sixers are facing a zone defense this time. Paul George takes it down the lane, hands it off to Adem Bona, and Bona, with the off-balance layup, got it to go. 111-99. Sort of evened itself out there for the 76ers. One off-balance shot that they allowed, and another one that they capitalized. Jericho Sims throws the ball away, looking to find Kyle Kuzma. He was not in the right spot, according to Jericho Sims. And Doc Rivers, not necessarily happy about that, talking to his team over from the sideline, now goes on over to the bench. And it's a 111-99 game. 5 turnovers for the 76ers in this game. They've done a very good job just taking care of the ball. 9 for the Bucks. George steps back, takes a 3, and gets it to go again. Another 27-foot bomb by Paul George. 29 points for number 8. And in the second half, the wave has continued. Porter is going back towards the lane, and he puts up a baby floater, and it's good. Portis. How many times have I screwed that up today? 15 points for Bobby Portis, and 11 rebounds snagged as well. Paul George is now 8 for 13 from downtown in this ball game. So there's a misfired 3 by PG. The rebound goes to Kuzma, and we have a ball that goes out of bounds off the hands of a 76er. Portis, Kuzma, Green, Rollins, and Sims are in the lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Kuzma will be the inbounder. Justin Edwards will guard the inbound pass. He puts his hands up. A.J. Green cuts back door. Can't hit the reverse layup. Great defense by McKean. McKean almost lost it off the behind-the-back bounce pass from V.J. Edgecombe. And McKean goes up with an off-balance jumper. Can't get it. Sims tries to save it, and he touches it last as he steps out of bounds. And the Sixers will still keep the possession alive. Is Giannis hurt, JJ? Yeah, Giannis and Porter are both hurt for the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, for the Sixers, they're without Quentin Grimes in this one, too. 9:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. 13-point lead for Philadelphia. Edgecombe inbound to the George. Another 3. And that's his 9th one that he's made. 117-101. That's a season high for Paul George. 9 for 14 from downtown. It's been his game. And Milwaukee throws it away yet again. George was just like, give me that basketball. Kyle Kuzma played great defense, and George just knew as soon as he shot it, he was like, I'm good. I know that that's going on in, and it most certainly was a swisher. McCain looking to hand it off to George. Double team comes for Paul George now, of course. Adem Bona can't make the dunk, though. They're going to swing it around. Kuzma's 3 on the near corner is up and in. They actually got it off on the near wing. 117-104. VJ Edgecombe looking for Paul George now. And George, not even double teamed. He gets over to the logo, takes it to the right side. George swings it outside. McCain wide open. And George gets the assist. And Jared McCain knocks down another three. 120 to 104. McCain with a three. Rollins looking to pass it to Kuzma. He does. Kuzma on the foul line extended. Gets it knocked away and stolen by Edgecombe. Here's McCain getting in stride. Another three. Yes! High fives going around. And a timeout taken by Milwaukee. They're down to 2 TOs. $17 points for the 76ers in less than 4 minutes of play in the fourth quarter. This is great to see Jared McCain lighting it up from downtown, too, even when he's getting wide open looks. It's great. It's raining threes. Get the umbrellas out, folks. Steven says, I hate when they take him out. When they take who out? Jared McCain? Well, he's playing better. That's for sure. He's been playing much better over his last 3 games, it seems, from what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing, really over his last 2 games, I should say. But in this one in particular, he's been playing very well. So, good stuff. Really, really good stuff from the 76ers. Yeah, 123, 104, 8:08 to go in the fourth quarter. So the Bucks take a timeout. It's a 19-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. For those of you who are just tuning on in, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Again, I hope that you guys are staying safe with all this bad weather that we've had across the United States. Hopefully you're all doing well. And that you guys have power and that you're okay. Well, obviously, even if you don't, you could still not have power, and you can still be tuning on in. So, yeah, I'm correct. Hopefully you guys have power. 123-104 is the score. Was in Nashville for a week and just got back yesterday. A little bit less than a week. It was for 5 days, but regardless, we're back into the swing of things. Feels good to be back on the mic. Hopefully you got a nice little break from me. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much. And, yeah, 8:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sixers have been playing very well in the second half. Really, particularly when it comes to the end of when it came to the end of the third quarter, they played very well. They made some big-time shots. Paul George has been knocking down a lot of threes. And he's been feeling himself. Joel Embiid had a very strong first quarter. He had 18 points for them in the first. Tyrese Maxey has put up a quiet game, but he also has at least 20 points in this one as well. George, though, leads the way with 32. He's 9 for 14 from downtown. Also has 5 assists and 5 rebounds. So, good stuff. Maxey has 22. George has 32. And Embiid has 26. So, yes. What's going on, folks? Gary Trent Jr. lost the ball. George gets the steal, fires up a three. Can he get it? No. Edwards, offensive rebound, back out to McCain, another tray, and he converts again. And now it's a 126-104 game. The last 5 shots that the Sixers have attempted from 3, they've made 5 out of 7. And that's been very impressive. Porter is going to get the rebound. They give it back to Trent Jr. and his wide open tray is good. And he silences the crowd for just a second. It's a 126-107 game. Sixers as a team in this game are shooting 51% from downtown. They've made 20 of 39 threes. Edgecombe just got knocked to the ground, and he will head to the line for 2 free throws. And Miles Turner is the one who is called for a shooting foul. And the Bucks, I think, are going to challenge this as a timeout is taken with 7:09 to go in the fourth quarter. What's up, JJ? What's going on, old man Ferguson? How you doing, my friend? Plenty of time. We got to keep it up on the defensive side. Yes, I agree. Still got to play strong defense. There's no doubt about it, but, I mean, they're doing their job. They're doing their job so far, and that's all that you can say. Why couldn't they do this against the Hornets? Why is the sky blue? Rhetorical questions. I can't figure it out. Can't answer them. Can't believe that we lost to the Hornets, Steven. Hey, man, the Oklahoma City Thunder got blown out by the Charlotte Hornets. It's just the name of the game. It just happens. You're not going to be perfect all the time. I hear you, though. I understand. A logical person would have said that the 76ers would have won that game against the Hornets. But sometimes bad teams find ways to win. and they can beat up a good team. It does happen. You know? Especially in an 82-game season. Stuff, that's just life. You know? Joe says, I always miss you. I appreciate that. I missed you guys too. I did. But it was good to get a little bit of a break. Being in survival mode during the last 2 days was not as fun, but it was part of the bonding experience. I was grateful for it. I was grateful of the quality time that I spent. And quality time is my love language. It really is. I figured that out towards the end. I wouldn't say the end of last year, but I really enjoy, especially with my family and even with my friends. I love spending good quality time with people. That's when I feel the most loved. And that's how I like to give love too. Oh, man, it's a fate timeout. I hope that this is not a one-time thing and PG's offense is back. Yeah, look, we've seen them have cold shooting nights. Tonight he's hot. Tonight the shots are going on in. It's the name of the game. He's hitting wide open threes. And then Milwaukee is now forced to double team him. And Jared McCain's getting wide open looks. It's a domino effect. It's part of what happens in basketball. And you just love it when momentum is on your side. You know? You know I got to give PG some love, says old man Ferguson. The Bucks challenged the play, so they get charged with a timeout because the call does stand. So they only have one timeout left with 7 minutes to go. Joel Embiid, I mean, there's not really a point in bringing him back in right at this very moment in time. It's a 126-107 game. Edgecombe is going to be at the line. His first free throw is foul line left, and it dances outside. So he misfires the first foul shot. JJ, this month of the year, I'm feeling, is when I lost my mom, and I'm feeling very emotional. 127-107. It's a 20-point lead for the 76ers with 7 minutes left to go. I just send prayers every night, man. I really do. You're always in my thoughts and in my prayers. Miles Turner just capitalizes and makes himself a three-pointer. Turner now is 29. Again, that's a season high for him. Rollins is 21. Edwards, wide open three, no good. And the rebound belongs to Milwaukee. It's a 17-point lead for the 76ers. A.J. Green gets it over on the near corner. Just hope that you're doing okay. Bobby Portis turns around and hits a turnaround jumper in the face of Justin Edwards, and now it's a 15-point game. Still got to keep that foot on the gas pedal. Can't take it off, that's for sure. 6:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. George gets fouled by Gary Trent Jr. Oh, they're going to say that George committed an offensive foul and that he pushed Gary Trent Jr., and the Sixers will indeed challenge this play. I don't know what the referee saw there, but they will challenge it, and they're going to go over to the scorer's table, and hopefully the Sixers can win this challenge. I don't think that was an offensive foul. I really don't. Was there a little bit of pushing? Yeah, but that didn't really necessarily look like it came from Paul George. They won't show a replay now. They just cut to a commercial break, but we'll see what the verdict is on the other side. I hear you too, yep. Sending lots of love your way. Absolutely. It's just a balance. JJ, find balance between work and special time. That's the name of the game, says Joe. Yep. Life is a balance. It is. It is. But I do enjoy quality time. That's why I like spending quality time with you guys too. You know, I do consider this quality time too, just with different people. But you're right, it's a balance. It is. It is. Paul George should be on the bench, says Keji. Yeah, he should be on the bench. Yeah, he is. 32 points? He should be on the bench. You're definitely right. 127, 112. Should be on the bench. That's funny. Gary Trent Jr. does get called for the personal foul, so the call is overturned, and the Sixers are going to get the ball back. And they called offensive foul, but, yeah, looking at the replay again, Trent Jr. just literally tugged his hand and held it. And then he just flopped right to the ground. My gosh. 127, 112, 6:13 left to go. JJ, you have everything you need for a blizzard. And we got shovels. And we got shovels and salt. That's pretty much it. 127, 112, 6:13 left to go in the fourth quarter. Doc Rivers still talking with the referees. He's been doing that a lot in the second half here. But yes. All right, Sixers are going to inbound it. Tyrese Maxey. How about you, though? How about you? Maxey is going to get the inbound pass. He swings it over to George. George with an alley-oop pass that was supposed to go to Adembona. The pass was a little bit high, and it goes off of his hand. It's going to go on out of bounds. George definitely attempted to try to make a nice alley-oop pass, just a little bit too high for Adembona to catch it, and he couldn't bring it back down. And, all right. Milwaukee gets the ball again. Rollins over towards the outside. Portis' three, no good. And Milwaukee hasn't scored in a couple of minutes. The Sixers haven't scored in about 3 minutes or so. Maxey goes down towards the lane, puts up a turnaround J. It went halfway in, then it twirled on out. George puts up a three, but they're going to call a foul right before the shot even went off. They called a loose ball foul on Miles Turner. That would have been Paul George's 10th three that he made in the game. But it was indeed before the shots. 127 to 112. Sixers up by 15 with 5:43 left to go. McCain lobs it inside, downhill to Bona, and Bona flashes the rim with two hands and jumps for joy. He has the Mad Ops. 129, 112. Sixers in the driver's seat as they lead it by 17. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Kuzma catches, puts up a three, and in and out it goes. George snags yet another rebound for the 76ers. That's his 6th of the game. Maxey also has 8 assists, too. Just wanted to point that out as well. Edgecombe, Eurostep, floater, no good. Just a little bit off towards the right side. Kuzma with a Eurostep. Got a pass out over to Turner. One more to Green, and he drains a 3. And now it's a 14-point game, 129 to 115, with a 14-point lead now for the Philadelphia 76ers. George is just going to take his time for Philadelphia, take it right over towards the layup line. He can't hit the 2. It goes into the backcourt, and Maxey gets the rebound. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Maxey spins around again, puts up a little floater, and it's denied by Rollins. Rollins gets it not loose. It goes back to Kuzma. The ball finds Turner, and a three-pointer's up, but they're not going to count the shot. They will say that Tyrese Maxey fouled Rollins on the floor. And Gary Trent Jr. will make his way on in for Kyle Kuzma. The game not done yet. Sixers have got to close this out. Kuzma was grabbing onto his left knee for a second, and he's going to go back over to the sideline. Dominic Barlow will step on in. Still no Embiid out there for the fourth quarter. And Kuzma's now going over into the tunnel. Hopefully he's okay. It's McCain, Bona, Edgecombe, Maxey, and Barlow out there for the Sixers. George is also on the bench. 4:05 left to go in the fourth quarter, and we have a shot up by Turner, and he's fouled by Bona. Uh-oh. And so 3 free throws coming on up for Miles Turner. Just curious as to why they haven't put Embiid back in now, because this is not a game that's out of reach just yet. Foul shot number 1 by Miles Turner, no good. Hit off the back of the rim. Embiid is still over on the bench. Foul shot number 2 by Turner, cashes it in. Weird. It's really crazy. I mean, do you have enough food? Yeah. Oh, no, we're good on that. Why do these refs talk to the players and coaches so much as old man Ferguson? I can't explain it, my friend. I don't know. 129-116. Sixers will take a timeout with 4:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's only a 13-point game now. Bona, please get so disciplined. Yeah, I don't like this. That's his 3rd personal foul. And again, he was playing really well. He was doing his job. And now, I think now's the time. Again, you want to put your starters back out there. I'm happy that Nurse called the timeout right now just to try to get his team a little bit of extra rest. But I think it's time to put everybody back on it. It's a game still. Folks, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. Thank you all so much for being on here. We are now 5 subscribers away from getting to the 8270 marker. Tyrese Maxey has 22 points. Joel Embiid is now back out there and comes on in for Adem Bona. So maybe he heard me. Oh, man. 129, 117. Turner at the line for one more. It's actually 129, 116. And Turner will make the foul shot. And so it's a 12-point game. There we go. All right. Tyrese Maxey and the 76ers looking to end this 10-2 run by Milwaukee. Here's Maxey over to Embiid. A corner 3. Yes! Just what the doctor ordered for Philadelphia. 132-117 with 3:40 left to go in the fourth. The ball got knocked loose, but a foul called on Jared McCain, and Ryan Rollins will make his way over to the line for Milwaukee. And by the way, the Bucks in this game, they have shot 18 for 26 from the line, which is only good for 69% of their makes. Rollins can't capitalize on the first free throw. And 132-117. Is that Darwin Ham over on the Milwaukee Bucks bench? Yeah, he's their assistant coach. Rollins does make the second foul shot, goes 1 for 2 that trip around. It's a 132-118 game with 3:35 left to go in the fourth quarter. Tyrese Maxey, all eyes on him, swings it over to McCain. McCain is looking to pass it over to Embiid. He got tangled up for a second. Embiid with a baseline J. No. Edgecombe with a splash. Throws down the sledgehammer. Nobody was there to box him out. Kyle Lowry and Trendon Watford celebrating over on the Sixer bench. Turner another three. Can't capitalize that time. Edgecombe grabs his miss. And the Sixers in no particular hurry. And Milwaukee, after a stoppage in play, is going to wave the white flag. Embiid with a turnaround floater. No. 2:50 left in the fourth quarter. And a drive to the basket by Rollins is up and in. 134-120. There's 4 Bucks players over on the sideline ready to sub on in after the next stoppage of play. Maxey at the 76ers logo again looks to pass the hot potato around. Delivers it over to Embiid. Embiid back to Maxey. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Maxey throws it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Milwaukee. 3.7 seconds are left on the shot clock. Milwaukee played really good defense there. The Sixers are looking to just provide one more field goal to potentially just put this game to bed. Love that play by VJ Edgecombe. He just said good night. Reggie Miller was like, oh, hold me back. That was crazy. Edgecombe, 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists for him. Maxey's going to inbound it over to Edgecombe. 3 seconds left. They got to give it up over to Maxey. Maxey lost the ball for a sec, and a shot clock violation called as Milwaukee does a great job finishing out the rest of that defensive possession. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. By the way, the next 76ers game that they will be playing in, next game is going to be on Friday, I believe. So they played Milwaukee tonight, and they will actually play Thursday at home against Sacramento, and then Saturday against New Orleans. And the game against Sacramento will be at 7 o'clock. The Sixers starters are done, and so are Milwaukee starters, too. 134-120 is the score. George, Embiid, and Maxey have combined to score a total of 83 points. And you will certainly take that. Here's a 2-pointer, no good by Milwaukee. Actually, sorry, 73. I wasn't doing the math correctly. 134-120. Edwards in for the 76ers. And Dominic Barlow also out there, too. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Pete Nance, Amir Coffey, Andre Jackson Jr., and Cole Anthony are all out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are now going to be on a 3-game losing streak. And their next game that they're going to be playing on that game is going to take place on Thursday against the Washington Wizards. And they will be playing out in Washington, and then they play Sunday against Boston on February 1st. Here's a shot that's up. It's no good. 1:28 left to go, and we have another stoppage in play. But a great game, though, for the 76ers starters. Joel Embiid was phenomenal in the first quarter, set the tempo, and then Paul George in that third quarter was just red hot. And Maxey, even though he didn't really have an explosive game today, he still got his points too. Saw great shots from Jared McCain and good ball movement from VJ Edgecombe and good rebounding from him as well. Watford back out there for the 76ers, and so is Jabari Walker. Walker to Watford on the dribble handoff. Watford takes a step back J, can't hit it. 55 seconds left, and Milwaukee is just going to take their time. Pete Nance takes it over towards the left elbow, goes downhill, makes a really tough layup there. And so the 25-year-old from North Carolina ends up making it a 14-point game. Franklin the dog looks very happy over on the Sixers sideline. 33 seconds to go. Edwards puts up a three, and he knocks down the tray and gives the Sixers 139 points. And so Milwaukee is just going to dribble this one out, and they will settle for a shot clock violation. At least I thought that they were, but Pete Nance is going to take the layup, and he missed it anyways. Edwards will now dribble it out as the crowd rises. Franklin the dog is standing up two. 139-122 is your final score, and it's time to play the damn song, baby. They got the W. Before tonight, the Sixers lost their last two games, and they got a big win against the Bucks.
Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia 76ers. Stomp your feet, everybody.
Put those W's in the chat. Let's go.
Here they come, Philadelphia, on the run. Stand up and cheer.
Tapsism, what's going on, man?
Philadelphia, here they come, team of the year.
Let's go.
4, 5, 6, 10, 9, 8, 76.
Really nice win tonight by the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll have a little post-game show. We'll talk a little bit more about it. And if you guys want to contribute to the conversation, you're obviously more than welcome to do so in the chat. But yes, overall, I would say if I were to give the Sixers a letter grade tonight, it would be an A-. I thought that they had a very good overall game, and they stepped up when they had to, especially in the third quarter. I asked them to go on a little bit of a run just to get some separation from this Milwaukee team, because the Bucks, in general, were just making shots left and right, and Paul George could only do so much for carrying them on offense. George scored the first 10 points of that third quarter for Philadelphia, and then they needed somebody else to come through. They got some extra contributions, which was absolutely nice, but it really just took them. It took them until Adem Bona came on in, and the Sixers went to their bench in order for them to get that little spark plug that they needed, and boy, did they get it. So a big-time win for the 76ers after they lost by so many points against the Charlotte Hornets, and they had a tough loss against New York. You needed this. You needed this to feel good about yourself, and you wanted to just go out there and get a nice W, and they did. So, all right, I'm going to take a little step off. We'll have a post-game show. We'll dissect a little bit more about this game, and I do want to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. If you're not going to stay on for the post-game show, have yourselves a great rest of your night. I will be right back, though. Do not go anywhere.
graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Excellent job by the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. What a win for the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll break it all down in just a little bit. But before we get started, of course, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell icons. We go on for as many Sixers games as we can. We break down Sixers news. We also did the same thing with the Phillies and with the Philadelphia Eagles as well, as my voice started to get a little bit raspy there. But look, they played really well tonight. They had a great game from start to finish, and it was a clean game that they played. I asked for the 76ers tonight, coming on into this one, just to play a good brand of basketball, make crisp passes, not turn the ball over so much, and they did exactly that. They hardly had any turnovers in this game. I mean, maybe just a couple, but I thought that this was their best game that they've had this year when it came to just ball movement. It looked like that they made so many crisp passes. Did they ISO a little bit? Yes. And I've never said that the 76ers should not ISO. Paul George had it going on tonight, and when George is hitting his shots, it's fine. It's totally okay for him to just be able to get some isolation shots off and for him to just take as many shots as he wants. If the shots are going on in, you just take them. You really do. They dominated every facet of this game. The rebounding was great, especially in that first quarter. The 76ers did an awesome job just with boxing out and getting to the ball to rebound. Now, obviously, the Bucks don't have Giannis, and they don't have Porter. They've been struggling this year. But after a game where the Sixers just get punched in the teeth by the Charlotte Hornets, you needed a response like this. You could not come out flat tonight. You needed to make a statement, and Joel Embiid really set the tone. This guy was on a mission in the first quarter, and he did what everyone asked him to do. Get to the foul line, draw in contact, and try to go hard to the cup. And he did. He had one play in the first quarter where he tried to get a layup off. It was blocked by Miles Turner. He jumped up, grabbed the rebound, or the missed shot, tried to put it back up and in, boxed out Miles Turner, got his own rebound, and then was just able to lay it up and in. That play, I thought, really defined Joel Embiid's play tonight because he gave a lot of effort. And it was good. He gave a really good amount of effort. I got to give Nick Nurse a tip of the cap, too. And the reason why is this. Because the lineups in this game were great. At one point, he puts in a Dembona off the bench. Or sorry, not a Dembona. It was Dominic Barlow. And Barlow, I thought, in this game in particular, it was right for them to bench him and put Kelly in the starting lineup because Kelly has been getting off more shots, And maybe Barlow could find a little bit of a role coming off the bench and giving you that little spark plug, that little extra juice when it comes to rebounding the ball, and giving you that little bit of spark that you needed, especially without Quentin Grimes out there. Was really impressed with how Nick Nurse managed this game when it came to just his rotations. And that's really the big point that I want people to take away with this game in particular, is that Nick Nurse coached a very good game. The play calling was crisp. The play calling itself looked really good. And the execution was at a high, a very big high. Lots of effort on the glass. Looking at the stats right now. Embiid had 9 rebounds. Edgecombe had 8. VJ Edgecombe, his game tonight went a little bit unnoticed, but he did so much of the dirty work, especially towards the later part of the third quarter and in the fourth. This guy did a great job buckling guys down on defense, boxing out, snatching boards, and also he really, I thought, made the 76ers transition game a lot easier tonight. And when you don't see those types of stats that are in the stat sheet, but you're just watching his play, you see that he's just planted and attached to guys on defense. It makes it so much easier for other guys, even including Jared McCain, to just play their game and play their style of basketball. And I was really happy about that. Because Quentin Grimes didn't play, you didn't see any small ball lineups. And to be honest with you, I felt like, and not to put this in a bad perspective, I'm not criticizing Quentin Grimes. This has nothing to do with him. I believe if the 76ers go to a small ball lineup in that fourth quarter, which Nick Nurse technically likes to do a lot, I think that this is a different game. I really do. I think that this would have been a totally different game, and Milwaukee could have pulled away with this. It would have been closer, that's for sure. But that's something that Nick Nurse likes to do, but because he wasn't available tonight, didn't have to do it. And, he didn't do it anyways, so regardless, I still got to give him credit for that. I do. I loved how in sync everybody was tonight. Guys were getting wide open shots off. They created a lot of separation. The passing was so good. I'm watching Paul George drawing up double teams because he's getting really hot shooting the basketball in that second half from 3. And then you just see Jared McCain wide open. You see VJ Edgecombe knock down an open 3 in the open floor, out in transition, because the defense is now on its toes, and they don't know what to do. And Paul George got up a lot of shots off tonight, and he deserved it, rightfully so. He had a couple of nice baseline jumpers, too, and made a couple of nice threes in the first quarter as well. So when guys are clicking, this is what makes the 76ers a lethal team. And they put that on full display tonight. It just takes one of those big 3 players to go off. And tonight it was Paul George. I'm hoping that he can keep it up. I'm hoping that he can, find ways to still make an impact even when he is not having his best game. But I thought that tonight was the best game, the best shooting performance that you've seen from Paul George as a 76er. I don't think that there's any debate about that at all whatsoever. So, just got to tip my cap to him. Edwards in this game. Justin Edwards and the bench had a really nice game today. I really was impressed with what I saw from this 76ers bench. They did take a Dembona out at the right time. He was playing really well. He had a couple of great rebounds. He had a couple of blocks. That's the type of player Adembona is. He's a spurt off the bench. And if he can give you some nice little energy boost types of plays, you're going to take that. When he's flying down towards the rim, he flashes some Clint Capella types of plays. He really does. He is able to crash the glass when he can for a couple of minutes. And then you just put him back on the bench. You put Embiid back out there. And that is the role of a backup center. And he played a very good backup center tonight. He did his job. He got into a little bit of foul trouble towards the fourth quarter. And I did think that Nick Nurse may have left him in a little bit too long. And I didn't like that Embiid was on the bench for all that time because they were cutting it to a 14-point game. But because they had timeouts to play with, Nick Nurse said, okay, well, after Miles Turner attempted the first 2 free throws, said, all right, I'm going to call a timeout. We'll give Joel Embiid and Paul George a little bit of rest, and then we'll just put Joel Embiid back out there. And I thought that that was a very good move by Nick Nurse because that was part of the plan to bring Joel back because he was still on the bench and he was not ready to come on him. And then I'm asking, like, where's Joel Embiid? The lead is now down to 13. You were up by, 20, 21 points? You know, now it's down to 13 with 4 minutes left to go. They're on a 10-2 run. You got to stop the bleeding, and you got to take Bona out. And he finally did. And then Embiid comes on in, and what do you know? It's a wide-open 3. They left him wide open on the corner. Maxey found him in stride. And Joel Embiid drained it, and that 3 was just the nail in the coffin. It really was. As soon as he came back in and he drained that 3, I'm saying in my head, it's over now. Like, it's officially done. There's no coming back after that. Even when Milwaukee had that little bit of hope, and when they went on that run, it was Embiid who just put his foot down there and said, yep, that's it. Done. Signed, sealed, done. But the bench was great, and they did their job. The defense played pretty well in that second half. They only gave up 27 points in the fourth quarter. They gave up a total of 60 points in the second half, which is really not bad. I thought that Milwaukee took a lot of forced shots, and half of the shots that they actually made were really tough, not such easy shots. Now, in the third quarter, to start things off, did they get a lot of separation? Yes. You saw Miles Turner hit a wide-open 3. You saw Kyle Kuzma making shots. And even Kyle was able to draw some contact, and they got the Sixers into some foul trouble. But the Sixers figured out how to stop that, and how they stopped it was they ended up trapping a little bit earlier. They didn't always double team, but they did a good job at rotating when it came to playing defense, and they went more to a zone defense, it looked like, and that made it really tough for Milwaukee to just be able to get some sort of separation, and guys were not hitting shots because guys were rotating very well, and the Sixers gave them tougher looks. And that's all that you can ask for when you're asking them to play good defense. Just rotate strong, stay on your man, box out when you have to, and if there's a loose ball, try to fight for it. Sometimes you got to take a gamble and go for the steal. Thought I saw that a couple of times in the first half, and the gamble didn't work. They didn't necessarily do that in the second half. They did it maybe a couple of times. But, yes, good rotations, great ball stopping from the defense in the transition game. The Sixers, I think, are one of the best teams in the NBA when they are out in transition. Didn't always feel that way for years with how slow they were, but this is a fast team. They work very quickly. And Edgecombe and Maxey speed up the game. And Joel Embiid can keep up with the tempo, and so can Paul George. It's funny to say because during the very heading on into the season, we questioned that. Even during the first 2 weeks, we said, You know, there's two different chapters here. There's the youth movement, and then there's the guys that are older and that are getting paid the big bucks. You know? Still Tyrese Maxey's team. Joel in this game had 6 offensive rebounds. This guy rebounded his best this year in that first half. Again, setting the tone, making the right reads, not turning the ball over that much. He only had 2 turnovers in this game. The Sixers, as a team, only had 6. Grimes does turn the ball over quite a bit. He does. But he didn't have to play today. Tyrese Maxey facilitated the ball well. Him and Edgecombe had a combined 16 assists. You'll take that in a heartbeat. I'm not a big fan of the plus-minus stat some of the time, but tonight, when it came to Paul George, he was at a plus 13. He had the highest plus-minus out of all the starters, and it makes a lot of sense. And I thought that stat alone showed Paul George's impact in this game. Doesn't even fully do it justice, but it's a pretty good indicator of the type of game that he had. So, nice win. Hopefully they continue this and they can ride this wave because they needed this. But now, how does it relate going on into Thursday? Can you build off of this? We'll see. I'll read some chats, and then I'm going to sign off. What are people saying down below in the comment section? Shante says, I would give this performance an A-, just because it would be great if they held them to not the score that they had. Yeah, I think that if we're going to give out report cards today, I would say A-, and here's how I would break this down. Okay? I would say 3-point shooting, A. I would say I would put in the so how I break it down is this. Okay, so 3-point shooting would be an A. I'd say mid-range B+. I would say scoring the basketball was also at an A. And then I would go as far as offensive categories, passing A-. So really that equates to an A. Defensively, rebounding, I consider rebounding a part of defense. I know it's offense too, but rebounding was at a B+. I would say that I would say that steals tonight were at a B. And I'd say that overall man-to-man defense was at B+ A-. So all of that considered evens out to an A-. Their offense is what really carried them in this game, but their defense in the second half had stepped up. It was a little bit lower, though, than the offense because I thought that the offense was more impressive tonight as a team. So, say what you want about how I would assess it, but that's where I would go as far as report cards as what stood out to me. But 3-point shooting was at a high. JJ, is it baseball season yet? It's a Sonic, the Eagles fan. What's going on, dude? How you doing, man? Fire Rob, Dr. Jaquil, and Mr. Hyde, 76ers strike again. Finish about 500 and the 6th seed. What do you think? I would say that the 76ers are going to be a 50-win team. I don't know about 500 the rest of the way. I would say that they're a 50-win team, and I would actually put them as the 4 seed. I think that they can avoid the play-in tournament and finish as a number 4. I don't want them to play in the play-in tournament. I really don't. I think that they need rest. But I'm not going to go 6 seed right now. I'm going to go 4. And 6 seed, by the way, would actually still technically avoid the play-in tournament too. So even if they did finish as the 6 seed, that'd be okay. But I'd like to have one series at home. And I think that they can get to the 4. Right now, if we actually do look at the NBA standings, and again, thanks so much for being on here, Sonic. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. Right now, the 76ers are 3 games in back of the Raptors and the Knicks. They're only 4 games behind Boston. I don't think that they can catch up to the 2. I could see them, though, getting as high as a 3 seed. I do. I could see that. But my goal for them right now would be 4. Realistic goal. Of course, I want them to get the number 1 seed. Of course. I want them to win every game. But from a realistic perspective, I would say number 4. But yeah, they're a 50-win team. So, what's up, Philly halftime? How you doing? How you doing, man? Good to see you on here. Hopefully you're staying safe. And hopefully everything's all well with the family. But yeah, good game. They did their job. They did what they had to do. And now you build off of this, right? So we'll see what happens on the next one. And we'll see if they can continue this. Good win. Want more. But it was a good win. Nice job by Paul George tonight. Nice job by Embiid. Maxey played all right. Now you just move on to the next one. And with that, I'm going to wrap things up. I love you guys very much. I got to get off. It's 11 o'clock. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out. Good night.